one day? What's going on? Well, let's just say I want to make up for lost time. And since I was talking about it in my GT VR video about 5 minutes ago, Dort 5! I thought I'd do a quick thoughts on this game while playing it. Dort 5. The worst Dort game ever, actually.
What's that, a throwdown burning a hole in your pocket?
That's none of your business, thank you very much. I'll have you not interfere with my business, thank you. I've got to turn the music down because blah blah blah, music, blah blah blah, YouTube, blah blah blah, whatever. The music in this game is pretty poor though, so yep. Let's just do random event. So, I hear you say, JayDowg, why do you hate this game so much? Well, for one thing, why would you be doing an impression of JayDowg? That's me. But second of all, why does this game suck so much? Well, that's quite simple. Dort 5 is obviously part of the Dort franchise, and it's a franchise that's supposed to be about, you know, rallying, being, you know, one car on the road on a technical stage. And, well, if we start it, I'll give you about 10 seconds to see why this is not a rally game. And there it is. It's not a rally game. It's a sequel to Gravel. At no point in this game do you actually get to rally. You never get to drive by yourself on a rally track. This is a hideous arcade racer made on the Onrush engine. Great weather effects. Looks alright. Hideous physics and damage models and damage physics that make it feel like you're driving a toy car. In fact, this wouldn't be out of place in a Hot Wheels game. It's not good. And I know, Clayton, you're sitting there going, well, why'd you get it back then? I told you it was rubbish. I'm like, it's not rubbish. It's just not very good when you find out that the entire game is just really, really bad physics, multi-car racing. And this is from a franchise that has always been, going all the way back to the PS1 days of Colin McRae Rally. I don't know why Codemasters did this. I really don't understand why you would call this Dort. If anything, this probably should have been called Dort Showdown Rally. Because Dort Showdown was an offshoot that was all stock cars, but it had some Gymkhana and stuff. That's more or less what this feels like, but for multi-car rally raid, I guess you would call this. It's basically rally raid the game. And it's a weird one. The physics are horrible, though. The physics are utterly, utterly horrible. Everything is so bouncy and so... like you'll smash into a wall and it will just feel like... when you've got a little tiny... when you're a kid and you've got a model car and you sort of slap it into the wall or something, that's what this feels like. Cars kind of bounce off each other. There's no impact. I mean, like I said, it looks alright. Oh! Okay. The interior views... it's good. It's alright. What can you say? But there's just something really off about the game itself. If it was sort of... even if it was half and half multi-car racing, half actual rally, that would be acceptable, but to have this and a numbered entry in the Dort franchise, and the last Dort game we'll ever get, that still hurts. Screw you, EA! this really is a wet fart of a game. In a series that, you know, started off with Colin McRae, R.I.P. I think he'd be spinning his grave if he saw this. Because this is not Rally. This is Codemasters' attempt to just appeal to the Fortnite generation. Yes, I know I play Fortnite, but you know what I mean? This is so brainless. The only thing good's in this, I'd say, the weather system, because it's dynamic, and the car selection, which is pretty good. But apart from that, it's pretty bad. Yes, I came in 7th. Also, at the end there, the replay made it look like my wheels were floating off the ground. I don't know why they made this, and I have a suspicion that Evo Studios were behind this. It does feel a little bit Drive Club-ish, but I think that's the Onrush engine. It just... it's a weird one. I think I'd give it a 6 out of 10, and I know that a lot of people don't particularly like this. And I think I'm going to trade it in today. There's the final thing on it. It's so good, I'm going to be trading it in. I mean, to be honest, even the cars don't look that good. They all look like... I don't know, like... To me, they look like plastic toys. They don't quite look real. Oh, Clayton, it's the paint job you designed. My friend Clayton has a very interesting sense of style. But, I mean... let's go in that one. That one's an alright paint job. They're too glossy. They're too plasticky. And I think that's the whole problem with this game. These guys probably could have done a really good Hot Wheels Unleashed game. But, Dirt, this is just not it. This is definitely not it. The other problem is every single event in the campaign is just this. They've got all kinds of different names for the types of racing that you do, but at the end of the day, it's multi-car, 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 multi-car. It's never you against the clock on a tight technical stage. The only thing you can do that's even close to that is a time trial. And I don't even know if you get to do that in the campaign. It's always just you in a field full of cars with these awful physics. And if you like gravel, maybe you'd like this. Maybe if you didn't faint during that last event, you're used to strong emotions. Anyone who's used to gravel will get that joke. But I also don't get why they hired, like, Troy Baker to do the voiceover in this game when half the game is just sit on a menu and listen to a podcast, and it's like, yeah, that's why I play Dirt, to listen to Troy Baker's podcast. That's great. That's really what I want to do in this game. Maybe if they hadn't have bothered hiring Troy Baker and Donut Media, they could have made a decent game. You know, take that money and actually put it into the gameplay. You could have made a half-decent game. Just saying. Just saying, this game makes Dirt 4 look good. But at least, Dirt 4, with all its shortcomings, at least it was a rally game. They even had some Rallycross in there. They had Rally Cross. I think there was even some, like, buggies in there. But this just isn't it. This legitimately could have been called Gravel 2, and it would have been better off. And, you know, I'll give the studio who made Gravel some credit. They're not AAA, next to, at the time, Codemasters, who really were AAA, and they farted this out. I mean, yes, it looks all very nice and very shiny and that, but when you're playing it, it really does just feel like you're playing with a bunch of toy cars, like they're all made of plastic, and when you hit into the walls or anything, it just bounces off. It's just not very fun to play either. So, yeah, this is another pretty poor one. I will eventually get to some games I really like, but, you know, this, unfortunately, isn't it. And yes, Gran Turismo VR/Sport is better. In 2D as well. But, yeah. As someone who's played rally games since the PS1 Amiga days. Yes, the Amiga. I've been playing rally games since the Amiga. Wow. This isn't it. This is definitely not it. What they should have done, and what I've always wanted, was a grid game that was rally. So you would have every single kind of rally and multi-class and all of that in one package, just like Grid. But unfortunately this just focuses them on multi-car rally raid, and I think there's a couple of events where you do hill climb, but I think there's one vehicle and about 3 stages. So that feels like it was very much just thrown in at the last second. I want rally. And yes, I have EA WRC, which I will do a video on at some point. That might be a bit more difficult, because trying to talk while you're trying to listen to your co-driver and such. So, if I do one of those, it might just be a let's play with commentary in between. I guess one good thing about these kind of games is you can sort of talk over it. But, yeah, I think I'd give this a 6, really. Or even a 5. Just because the physics are so awful. But, I mean, pluses, weather system, dynamic weather. Car list, pretty good. Downside, everything else. Physics. And gameplay. Game modes. Presentation. The absolutely hideous fact that you need to listen to Troy Baker just harping on and on
Welcome
and
back
on.
to the Dirt Podcast by Donut Media. As always,
Yep, here you go.
My co-host Nolan, and joining us today, very exciting, arguably the most talked about competitor in the sport right now. Some people say he is unstoppable. Please.
And basically what I think they tried to do is rip off Need for Speed Pro Street, and it does not work. Because Pro Street, good game by the way, underrated.
What's the deal, man?
That had it in the background, but it had like all these amazing dynamic scenes where you'd see your car parked up and people taking photos and such. It went with the whole Festival of Speed thing, but I mean,
well, I appreciate that, but
this is just someone talking at you with a car in the background.
He's still ranked higher than you. He has more races
So,
under his belt in the
on that bombshell, I will sign off, and another video from me, probably not in 5 minutes time. But next time, everyone take care. JayDowg out. Bye bye.